Hi everyone. As you know, Farsight has been reporting on how Earth has long been used as a galactic prison. This is not a metaphor, it is a real thing, and it is happening right now just as it has happened in the past going back thousands of years. As we reported in our Death Traps project, there is an amnesia system that traps people after they die, and then exposes them to extremely high-powered electrical shocks such that their normal abilities to communicate telepathically, remote view, and especially to remember who they were in past lives is severely compromised.
Also the feeling that here's a little dude. I just saw this really quickly with a probe. So here's a little dude, and he's floating up. He's getting closer to this thing. And he's getting closer, and then when he gets to in range of this thing, then suddenly he just gets zapped. Bzzz, this thing zaps him. And that's kind of pissed me off, because this is exactly what I just talked about happening last time with those guys, that guy that with the big head type of thing, and I was like, hey, that looks like the guy that sucked me into a death trap. If this is a death trap, this guy's going through some really tough times, because I went through something like this. This is really, really painful and really, really bad, and you get really, really angry when it happens to you. Well, you also sort of just lose your whole mind. You kind of just are stunned. You're just kind of floating. They're so that's not funny. It's really bad and super painful.
Then the system preconditions them not to think about certain subjects, such as remembering their past lives, or even to consider the reality of basic subject matter, such as extraterrestrial life. And they are pre-programmed to dismiss all of it. That is why so much of the planet is in denial, especially within the realms of mainstream science. Many mainstream scientists are actually geniuses, but they have all been zapped by an amnesia system and then fed a bunch of mental programs such that the Earth prison system does not rebel. It is all a very elaborate scheme with built-in systems designed to prevent people from discovering it. If people discovered the system, then they could study it and dismantle it.
Oh wow, the waves extend around the planet. It's really, really strong in spots, but there are holes and pockets. If some of the ISBs could break away from this vacuum that's sucking them in, this addiction that's sucking them in, if they could break away and get to one of the holes or pockets that are there that don't have that strength, they could possibly escape the sucking in. But it's actually kind of sad because they would have to stay in that pocket.
Many people asked us to investigate this amnesia system further. But before we did that, we needed to place humanity's current situation in a wider context. We needed to investigate the extraterrestrial groups who are affecting humanity currently, and we needed to identify which groups are oppressing humanity and which groups might be potential allies to help humanity in dismantling the prison so that everyone trapped here on Earth can leave, stop being tortured, be free, and fundamentally contribute to a galaxy that is in serious need of healing.
Okay, literally looks like floating heads, starving bodies, beings laying down, and their heads are attached to this, it's this metal looking thing. It feels almost like machinery or something.
To do this, we needed to unravel a great deal of human history over the past few thousand years, and even the history of this planet going back to the age of the dinosaurs. The mainstream accounts of this past is so completely corrupted that almost nothing can be salvaged from traditional sources.
Looking at these energetics again, it looks like it's covering a good portion of the planet. Moving from one side, it's completely covered in energetics, another side, energetics. There looks like just some holes or some gaps inside of these, or around this energetics, right? So it feels like energetics, right? All over the place. And then, right here, energetics hole. No energetics right there.
Friends, oppression is not inevitable. The illusion of the inevitability of oppression is the fruit of secrecy. Our true enemy is not the old empire. Our true enemy is the secrecy that enables it. Once the secrecy ends, the old empire has no lasting power over us. Once the secrecy ends, our path to freedom and a destiny to be proud of is directly in front of us.